So recently I have been viewing the Indiana Jones franchise, and once I got to Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, probably the weakest of the four films, I noticed something. Quality-wise, this film is very similar to The Rise of Skywalker. And so that was yesterday. And today I watched Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. And so I kind of made 7 categories to compare them. It's probably the closest comparison I have ever done of any movies. To discover which one is worse, because they're both pretty bad, in my opinion. First off, this is my opinion, so if you disagree, it's my opinion, okay? So don't yell at me. I put into 7 categories. The first one being the opening. Second one being the middle. Third one being the end, then the CGI, the acting, and the overall damage to the franchise. I also have sound design as 1. So I'm gonna kind of dive into things, and let's start with the opening. I really want to start with Star Wars because I'm sitting down. It starts off pretty good. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Beautiful soundtrack by John Williams as the title sinks in. Then we start seeing these yellow words. And it just gets super weird. It says something about the dead speaking, which, like, it has no actual relevancy to the plot. You could kind of say it maybe ties into that literally last thing at the end where, like, all of the other Jedi talk to Rey and stuff. But it just feels very weird for it to be in the opening crawl. Then it also says that Palpatine's is back. I wish we could see it on screen. So, like, this is not looking good for Star Wars. And, then now the film actually starts. And actually, back to the title call, because I'm a disorganized mess. It says that, Kylo Ren was seeking out Palpatine to go kill him because he was thinking he was risking his power. Okay, that's all for the crawl. But, let's go into the actual movie. So, we start off with this awesome scene on Mustafar. Kylo Ren's killing a bunch of guys. Okay, bit of recovery from the opening crawl. Not too bad. Then suddenly he goes to meet Palpatine. And Palpatine's just like, what's up? And he's like, I'm on your side now. And it's just like, why did he include even the fact in the opening credits that he was all like switching sides? It made 0 sense. It was so weird. It just happened out of the blue. And next we go to our heroes on the Millennium Falcon gaining a message from a spy. Okay, now some TIE fighters are going to come in and okay, here's going to be what looks like our first real battle. You could call it the Mustafar battle, but it's more just Kylo Ren kicking butt. And, okay, let me give you a bit of a flashback to, Star Wars The Force Awakens. My personal favorite out of the sequel trilogy. And I'm chilling here, right? And they make this bigger deal about going into lightspeed and exiting really close to a planet being super dangerous. And then suddenly these guys are doing it like 5 times in a row. Bam, 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 with no causes. The Millennium Falcon catches fire, but like, no one really cares. It kind of just gets blown out for a tiny bit. Whoop-de-doo. That concludes the Star Wars segment of this section. Let's go into Indiana Jones. It looks like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is totally getting that point, right? Well, first off, we have an opening shot on gophers. Then we have Indiana Jones surviving a nuke by hiding in a refrigerator. I only need to say those 2 things. And obviously the point has to go to Star Wars for this one. Which, come on. When you have an opening like that, when Star Wars has an opening like that, that's when you know Indiana Jones really done goofed. Now, we're on to the middle section. Who gets the point for the best middle chunk of their movie? This is the longest section of their movie, so hopefully this should be the meatiest part. Well, let's start with Indiana Jones, so it's different from how we judge the openings. Okay, first off, I was really tired and had like a neck sore when I watched Indiana Jones. And the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I ended up falling asleep. And then I woke up. There's this random old guy that I have no clue why he's there. Maybe they explained it in the movie. I don't know. I fell asleep. I was tired. You have the whole Henry, I am your father moment, which was like, okay. It felt weird and out of place and not too relevant to the plot except for maybe a couple jokes. And the biggest problem is, like, most of this stuff is pretty harmless. The worst part is the fact that it just has a bunch of bad CGI'd action pieces, which is just okay. You know what? That's not too great of a middle. Did Star Wars do better like they did with the opening? Okay, first off, this got like retcons, retcons, a lot of them, and the biggest main one is the fact that Palpatine is Rey's grandfather. When like we first learned, when like Rian Johnson's entire thing in The Last Jedi was like, you don't need to be special to have Force powers, and then like in this one, then JJ's like, well, actually, you do. You have a lot of times when it's like they're dead. Oh wait, no, they're not dead. Like Chewbacca, C-3PO. You can maybe say Palpatine, but that was a bit more in the beginning. You got a couple more dudes at the end. Also, there's the one part when they're on this desert planet, which is like what, number bajillion for the Star Wars universe. I'm getting sick of desert planets. Where what's his face? Like a bunch of dudes, 3 dudes. I'm pretty sure C-3PO, Finn, and Poe. They're all like. They see jet troopers for the first time. They're like, hey, fly now? And I'm like, wait a second. Aren't you guys supposed to be like some of the top guys in the Resistance? How do you not know about jet troopers? Come on. C-3PO, though, he was actually pretty great. C-3PO was hilarious. Yeah. Also, I'm going to make another comment that I forgot to write down about the entire dagger thing with the Death Star. That, like, what? That made, like, why would someone put the effort into that? You have to be standing at, like, the correct angle and, like, have the knife just the right spot. Like, that was ridiculous. Yeah. So, that was a pretty bad middle section for both of them. But I gotta give the point to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Because this is probably the best part in that movie. Maybe kind of best segment out of like the opening middle end. And I'm like, holy smokes, this is absolute trash. So, let's get on to section number 3 of 7, the conclusion of the film. Okay, now we're on to the ending, which I've said before, could be the most important part of your film. Because it's like making a burrito, no matter how good the beef and lettuce and cheese is. If you mess up the wrapping job, it all falls out and you're sad. So let's dig into these endings, starting with Star Wars. When I was going back into it, I was remembering the sky beams. Like, this movie has a sky beam. How horrible. But honestly, out of all the sky beams, it's probably one of the best sky beams there is. For one, still a sky beam though. But for one main big reason, when Palpatine shoots his tasers up into the sky, it kind of disables all the ships, so it makes sense, and also kind of shows the growth of his power. And that's probably like, wow, it's it's actually a pretty cool scene, and it doesn't even last for that long, so it's not that big of a deal. Next part, let's go to Reylo. Oh, this is fun. So remember how earlier I said about how I really didn't like the whole "they're dead, haha, psych, they're not dead" thing? Well, first off, we have a part where Kylo Ren, he gets shoved off a cliff, and we're like, okay, maybe he died. I guess Palpatine survived being tossed into a giant hole and threw into a giant explosion. Maybe he survived, but I don't know. Then he climbs back up. It's like probably not that bad, but Rey, she's like not doing too good. She's like super done goofed. And then Kylo Ren's just like, she's definitely dead. And then Kylo Ren's just like, hug. She's alive now. Then and then they do a little smoochy. Then Kylo Ren dies. And I was like, why? That was so dumb. Who thought that this would be a good idea? Um, then we have the very final scene. Rey Skywalker. Oh my gosh. Oh, it doesn't start that bad. Kind of tying it all back into the original trilogy because they were advertising it as the end of the Skywalker saga. Right, so it makes sense for it to end on Tatooine with this dramatic moment. Everything's going good. She's looking at Luke's old home and stuff. But suddenly this old lady comes and like, I haven't seen anyone here in years. Who are you? Rey. Rey who? Oh look, it's some ghosts. Rey Skywalker. I'm like, oh, well, that's not even your name though. That's identity theft. Okay, two more things I gotta talk about during the end of battle. Actually, three more things. First off, we have yet another planet-destroying weapon, guys. Like, come on. And this was probably used the least on, to be 100%. They destroyed Kijiji, but, like, that's it. And, like, I usually kind of the only reason I remember Kijiji exists is because it sounds extremely similar to the website Kijiji, where you can buy and sell used things. Well, okay. That's the only reason I remember this, because of its name. Anyways, I'm kind of getting back into the middle section, which I maybe should have mentioned it there, but whatever. And they're like, okay, so we had A New Hope. It was cool. Return of the Jedi, fine. Force Awakens, okay, this is getting a bit ridiculous. And now again in Rise of Skywalker. Come get guys think of something other than planet-destroying weapons. At least this one's not a ball shape. Okay, next we gotta talk about is the On Your Left scene and the I Am Iron Man scene. Okay, first off, I kind of have a bit of a love-to-hate relationship with Avengers Endgame. When I first saw it, I thought it was fine. Then a bit of time passed, I was like, oh, I started actually kind of hating it a bit. Well, I'm not hating it, but disliking it. But then I saw Rise of Skywalker, and it basically redoing the On Your Left scene and I Am Iron Man scene, and it just made me like, wow, why does Avengers Endgame seem like such a good movie now? Like, wow, that movie was great. This movie was not. So yeah, it like copies it but it's like the exact same scene, but done worse. They also have this whole thing where like two of our trilogies literally end with Palpatine tasering himself. And in this one, it's also like, if you kill me, all the Sith spirits will go into you, and she just kills him anyways. Like, shouldn't all the Sith traveled into Rey or something? Did like the fact that all the Jedi talked to her change something? I have no clue why it would, but did it? Like, maybe? I don't know. Okay. So, let's go into Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Oh boy! Hey, ready? Aliens. Sorry. Interdimensional beings that basically look like aliens. Unidentified flying objects. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is not looking too good. Star Wars may get the point here. But wait. The climax is over. We're into the following action and resolution. What's going to happen now? Best part out of both of these movies combined, I think, is this scene. It's the wedding scene. And then just with the fact that we know we're getting another Indiana Jones, number 5 coming up. I saw this and I thought, what if this happens? Chances of it really happening is kind of slim, but the wedding scene in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is so good, right? I mean, it's just like, oh, hey, they're getting married, doop-de-doo. And then you have when the wind blows open the doors and blows Dr. Jones' hat off and it lands at Shia LaBeouf's feet. That scene is so great, right? You have the theme kick in as he's about to reach for his hat. And then Dr. Jones comes up like, thanks, as they walk out. And I'm thinking, okay, we got a new movie on the rise. I might kind of go into this deeper of what I might think will happen. But Indiana Jones is getting a bit too old to still be beating up baddies in 1981 when he started this in the late 30s. And I was like, Shia LaBeouf's character, though. What if he takes on the role of Indiana Jones? Stretch, but if it happens, I'll be so happy and I'll be like, yes, good. Anyways, I think Indiana Jones has the highest highs but the lowest lows. When the Rise of Skywalker is just kind of level, a bit of up and downs for quality-wise, but pretty fine, I guess. Except for that one scene where it goes quite low. So, I gotta give the point to Star Wars here. Yeah, it was way better. So, that is that. And now we are on to, I have to flip my page, CGI. Okay, it's quite simple. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull looks absolutely horrible. One of the best parts about Star Wars Rise of Skywalker is its visuals. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, we are on to the next part, which is the acting. Probably a bit of an unpopular opinion here, but I think the acting in Rise of Skywalker is pretty weird. Like, not I hate sand levels, but feels pretty unnatural and choppy. When Indiana Jones came with the Crystal Skull, I thought it was fine. Right? I don't know. So, point goes to Indiana Jones Kingdom with the Crystal Skull. Okay, now this one's a big deal. You see, Indiana Jones only has 4 movies, soon to be 5. When Star Wars, it has 11 movies, 12 if you count Star Wars The Clone Wars, the theatrically released movie. But, like, Star Wars is such a larger franchise than Indiana Jones, even though Indiana Jones is still pretty darn big. But, like, Indiana Jones, it didn't do any retcons. It didn't bring back people we thought we were dead. So I gotta give the point to Indiana Jones here. Okay, our final section is sound. This one's also pretty simple. Indiana Jones, has a great soundtrack, but nowhere close to as good as Star Wars. Star Wars soundtrack will always be the world's best soundtrack in any movie of all time. I feel like there's many people who would agree. Yeah, pretty easy point to Star Wars. Okay, now we are on to the end tally, where Star Wars nearly beats Indiana Jones with 4, and Indiana Jones got 3. So that concludes it. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, still an absolutely horrible movie. At least it's better than The Phantom Menace. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to try to make a bit of a schedule where I'm alternating on every day. I'm going to try to upload a video alternating between Lego and movie based, unless there's some sort of disruption like me not being able to move my neck like I was. Yes, 2 days ago, I guess, because I'm uploading this tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and see you later.